Sarah quit her job at 34 with $847,000 in investments. 6 months later, she was broke and scrambling back to corporate America. Meanwhile, her colleague David retired at 38 with only $520,000, and he's still financially free 5 years later. What did Sarah do wrong? And more importantly, what did David understand about passive income that 97% of people completely miss? Stay with me, because by the end of this video, you'll know the exact math that separates financial freedom from financial disaster. What's up, everyone? If you're watching this, you're probably tired of the 9-to-5 grind and dreaming about the day you can finally live off passive income. But here's the truth nobody talks about. Passive income isn't just about hitting a magic number. It's about understanding the math, avoiding the psychological traps, and building a system that actually works in the real world. Today, I'm breaking down everything you need to know about living off passive income, the realistic calculations, the hidden dangers that destroy most people's dreams, and the exact strategy that separates those who make it from those who fail. So hit that subscribe button, because this might be the most important financial video you watch this year. Section 1. The seductive lie of passive income. Let's start with the elephant in the room. Social media has sold you a fantasy. You've seen the Instagram posts of laptops on beaches, the YouTube thumbnails showing people sipping cocktails while money magically flows into their bank accounts. I make $10,000 a month while I sleep, they scream. And it looks so easy. But here's what they don't tell you. Passive income isn't passive, at least not at first. And even when it becomes passive, it requires something most people aren't prepared for: discipline. Let me tell you about Marcus. Marcus was a software engineer making $120,000 a year. He saved aggressively, invested wisely, and after 8 years, he hit his magic number, $1 million. He calculated that with a 4% withdrawal rate, he could pull out $40,000 a year and live comfortably. So Marcus quit his job. Month 1, incredible. Month 3, he bought a new card, just a small reward for all his hard work. Month 6, the stock market dropped 18%. Marcus panicked, pulled out half his investments, and within 14 months, he was back at a desk job. Except now he was 2 years behind on his career progression. What happened? Marcus understood the math, but he didn't understand the psychology. And that's where most people fail. Section 2. The real math behind passive income. Okay, let's get into the actual numbers, because you can't win a game if you don't know the rules. The most common framework people use is the 4% rule. This comes from the Trinity study, which found that if you withdraw 4% of your investment portfolio each year, adjusted for inflation, you have a 95% chance your money will last at least 30 years. So the math is simple. If you want $40,000 a year in passive income, you need $1 million invested. If you want $80,000 a year, you need $2 million. If you want $100,000 a year, you need $2,500,000. Multiply your desired annual income by 25, and that's your target number. But here's where it gets interesting, and where most people mess up. That 4% rule assumes your money is invested in a diversified portfolio of stocks and bonds. You're not going to panic sell during market crashes. You're accounting for inflation. You have multiple income streams, not just one. Let me break down a real example. Let's say you want to generate $5,000 a month in passive income. That's $60,000 a year. Using the 4% rule, you'd need $1,500,000 invested. But what if you diversify your passive income sources? Watch this. Dividend stocks. $800,000 at 4% yield equals $32,000 a year. Rental property, one paid-off property generating $1,500 a month, $18,000 per year. Index funds for growth. $400,000 at 3% withdrawal equals $12,000 a year total invested. $1,200,000 total annual passive income. $62,000 by diversifying DROF. 8. Worsifying. You've reduced your target number by $300,000 and you've created a more stable income stream. This is the math they don't teach you. But here's the critical part. These numbers assume you're not touching the principal. The moment you start dipping into your base capital because you need a vacation or a new gadget, the entire system collapses. Your passive income engine needs fuel to keep running. Section 3. The psychological traps that destroy passive income. Now, let's talk about the traps, because I've seen more people fail from psychological mistakes than mathematical ones. Trap number 1. Lifestyle inflation. Remember Sarah from the beginning. Here's what really happened. When she was working, Sarah lived on $55,000 a year comfortably. Her portfolio could generate $33,880 using the 4% rule. She figured she'd just tighten her belt a little. But something weird happens when you quit your job. Suddenly, you have all this time. You start going out for lunch more. You take that trip you've been putting off. You think, I'll just dip into the principal this one time. Within 6 months, Sarah was spending $72,000 a year. Her passive income couldn't keep up, and she was burning through her capital at an alarming rate. The trap? She confused financial freedom with financial recklessness. Trap number 2. The market timing disaster. David, on the other hand, understood something crucial. He retired in 2018 with $520,000. When COVID crashed the market in 2020, he didn't panic. Why? Because he had built a 3-year cash buffer. David kept $60,000 in savings, enough to cover 2 years of expenses without touching his investments. When the market dropped 35%, he wasn't forced to sell at a loss. In fact, his portfolio recovered and grew. Most people who live off passive income fail because they retire with everything invested. The first market downturn forces them to sell at the worst possible time, locking in losses they'll never recover from. Trap number 3. The passive illusion. Here's the uncomfortable truth. Truly passive income requires active setup. Your dividend portfolio. You need to monitor it, rebalance it, and adjust for market conditions. Your rental property, tenants, repairs, property taxes, it's a part-time job. Your online business, it needs updates, customer service, and optimization. People who succeed understand that passive income really means income that doesn't require trading time for money, not income that requires zero effort. Section 4. The realistic path to passive income. So how do you actually do this right? Let me give you the step-by-step framework that works. Step 1. Calculate your real number. Don't just multiply your current income by 25. Track your actual spending for 3 months. Be honest. Include everything: subscriptions, eating out, random Amazon purchases. Then add 20% for unexpected expenses. That's your real annual need. Step 2. Build multiple income streams. Never rely on a single source. The magic formula is 50 to 60% in diversified index funds and ETFs, 20 to 30% in dividend paying stocks, 10 to 20% in alternative income rental property. Online business, royalties. Keep 2 to 3 years of expenses in cash or bonds. This diversification protects you from any single failure point. Step 3. Create your buffer before you quit anything. Build a cash cushion equal to 2 years of expenses. This is non-negotiable. This buffer lets you ride out market storms without panicking. Step 4. Test drive your passive income. Here's what smart people do. They build their passive income while still working. If your goal is $60,000 a year in passive income, keep working until you're generating $40,000 passively. Then take a sabbatical for 6 months. Live off the passive income. See how it feels. Identify the problems while you still have a safety net. Step 5. Plan for inflation. $1 today isn't $1 in 20 years. If you need $50,000 now, you'll need $82,000 in 20 years, assuming 3% inflation. Build growth into your strategy, not just income. Let me show you a real example of someone who did this right. Jennifer spent 5 years building her passive income while working as a teacher. She invested in dividend stocks, created an online course that generated royalties, and house-hacked a duplex. By year 5, she was generating $38,000 in passive income while still earning her $62,000 salary. She saved that entire passive income amount, building her buffer. In year 6, she took a 1-year sabbatical. She lived off her passive income, discovered a few holes in her budget, adjusted, and then returned to teaching part-time just 20 hours a week. Now, 3 years later, her passive income has grown to $54,000 annually. And she only works because she wants to, not because she has to. That's financial freedom. Section 5. The brutal truth nobody tells you. Let's end with some real talk. Living off passive income isn't for everyone. It requires years of sacrifice and saving. The emotional discipline to not panic when markets drop, the willingness to live below your means. Continuous education about investing and money management. If you're not willing to do those things, that's okay. But don't fool yourself into thinking there's a shortcut. The people selling you courses on how to retire in 3 years with no money down are making their passive income from you, not from the methods they're teaching. The truth is simpler and harder. Spend less than you earn. Invest the difference consistently. Diversify your income sources and give it time. Boring, maybe, but it works. So here's your action step for today. Calculate your real number. Take your monthly expenses, multiply by 12, add 20%, then multiply by 25. That's your passive income target. Then ask yourself, what's one passive income stream I can start building this month while I'm still working? Drop your answer in the comments below. I read every single one, and I'll give you personalized feedback on your strategy. If this video helped you understand the real math and traps of passive income, smash that like button and subscribe for more honest financial content. I post new videos every week, breaking down the money strategies that actually work. And remember, financial freedom isn't about never working again. It's about having the choice to work on what matters to you, when you want to, on your own terms. I'll see you in the next one. Stay smart with your money.